Hi viewers, we are going to be microchipping some goats today. So we'll talk a little bit about the 840 ID microchips. So this is a identification system that you can use for any goats, whether they're show animals or just your backyard animals. But it is good to put some kind of identification. Typically it's tattoos in the ear or tags, which can get ripped out. I'm not a fan of ear tags, but it's moving towards the microchips of being one of the best forms of identification. The 840 chips are your livestock variety. So that's what we use for show goats or our herd here. This is actually a friend's herd who he's going to be moving some goats and he wants all of them microchipped, so I'm helping him out with that today. The microchip IDs can go on their registration papers as well. So all these animals here are ADGA registered. They get an ear tattoo that's permanently put in their ears. Those sometimes fade. It's kind of a user. If you aren't great at doing the tattooing, they can fade. But the microchip stays in, and it's easy scan with our little scanner here. You can buy a whole system or a pack, and this is the microchip scanner. So he'll take this with him when he moves his herd, and if he gets stopped or pulled over or a goat gets away from him, you can easily identify the goat with the scanner. So what we have here is our microchips, our scanner. We do have some alcohol, which will wipe the tail is where we're putting the microchips. So we wipe the area before we put the needle through. And then we have our sheet of paper here, which is supplied by the microchip company when you buy a pack, which is handy. So we've already done 5 on another day. So we'll grab a microchip and then we put the animal's name in here so that we can make sure we get the right number associated on their registration papers. So that's a little bit about why we do it and what we're going to do, and we're going to grab a doe here real quick and then we'll show you how we put the microchip in. Okay, so we have Jasmine here on the stand. We're going to be putting a microchip in her tail. So there's a few different places that you can do microchips on goats. Behind the ear. Typically they are considered livestock, so you try and keep it in areas that if they were processed for meat, that gets discarded, so like the ears and the tail. These are dairy breeds, so they also are pets, so hopefully they don't end up being slaughtered, but we still follow the same location protocol that you would with any other livestock. And it's less nerve endings here if you look back here on the tail, so we're going to put it right along the side part of the tail here, not right in the middle because there's a bone that runs in the middle and there's more of a chance that it can be a little bit more painful in the middle or bleed a little more. But these are pretty good sized needles, so there will be a little bit of blood. Usually it's not too bad, but we're going to put it right here in the soft skin part of the tail. So we're going to take some alcohol. And you might want to come around. So we'll take some alcohol and we'll just wipe this side of her tail a little bit. And then we have our ID chip here. So our micro ID chip, it is quite good sized needle. Just so you can see it there. So it has the little microchip is like a size of a grain of rice, maybe even a little bit smaller in there. And it has this number tied to it, and so this number stickers, and so you put one of these on your registration papers and you mark down Jasmine so we know who we're doing here. So I've got a helper who kind of helps hold. Little pinch and you push the plunger down so you can see it right there in her skin, and you pull out. There's just a little, this one was, we hit it good. We didn't hit any blood vessels on this one. So there's we will scan it just to make sure it's in place there. You always put your cover back on your needle so we don't have anybody getting stabbed accidentally. And you discard these in a sharps container. Let's get our scanner here. So this is our, so really it's not as painful as you would think. Some are going to be a little bit more dramatic than others. That's just goats in general. But we turn our scanner on here, and then that number should correlate and be the same as this number. So we will let Jasmine go back into the herd here, but we will check her again in a week just to make sure that little microchip is still in place and readable and it hasn't migrated out or anything. But we'll thank Jasmine and our assistant Stephanie here, and hope you enjoyed that video about microchipping your goats.
Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this one.